We get ready for the two-section final in the 200. This is Lange. He won the SEC title. He will be starting out in lane 4 here, though, for this national championship.
Well, I talked to his coach, Tim Hall, and I said, another bad lane drop for Lance Lange. And he said he doesn't seem to let it get him down. He is a very focused athlete, and we saw him run from the inside at the SEC championships in the semis there, and he managed to get through.
That's how they'll line up. Shelton of Texas Tech will be in 3, Lange in 4, then 2 Horned Frogs from TCU in 5 and 6. 1 lap in lanes. Title will be completely determined on time through the 2 sections. Very even the first 50 meters. Lange's got 2 fast runners to chase as they now go up that hill and then come down the hill. Lance Lange leading coming off the turn. It's very close between him and Matthew. Oh, and on the outside, a late charge by Robert Gregory of TCU. He will establish the time to beat at 20:77.
Well, everybody ran really even for the first 100 meters. Not much of a hill to climb. You just need to adjust your posture, but it looked like Robert Gregory was able to stand up nice and tall and really finish in that last 50 meters. But 20:77, a good time on this track.
So that'll be the time that the second section athletes will be shooting for. Gregory 20.77. His teammate Tinotenda Matayanga at 20.84, and Lance Lange had to work very, very hard the first 150 meters and just ran out of gas. Falls to 3rd in 20.87. So second section now. They know the time to beat. Here is Matthew Boling, the now sophomore from Georgia. Disappointing 5th place finish in the 60 meters. 3rd yesterday in the long jump, and he is scheduled to run the 4x4, particularly if Georgia is still in it, which it does not appear that they are. There's Carol Smith-Gilbert giving him some last-minute instructions. He's the new coach at Georgia, transferred from USC.
And I talked to her a little bit about Matthew Boling's technique. He does seem to run a little bit tight. And I said, is that just a work in progress? And she said she was more interested in his acceleration phase. She said he's got top-end speed, the best top-end speed she's probably ever seen, but she wanted him to really work on that acceleration phase. And I said, when it comes to technique, you know, how long does something like this take? And she said she worked for 4 years with T.T. Terry at USC before she was able to figure out how to run the race that she wanted her to run.
Matthew Boling comes into this meet with the leading time amongst collegians at 20:19.
We got to keep an eye on those North Carolina A&T guys in this race as well. Daniel Stokes on the inside. He'll run lead off in that 4x4, but he worked so hard just to get through to the final. And then Javonte Harding was very solid, winning his semifinal yesterday.
Coach Dwayne Ross hoping just to get some mid-level points for them here and put their 4x4 in contention. From South Carolina, that's Evan Miller, who will start out of lane 4. Boling did not contest the 200 meters at the SEC meet 2 weeks ago at College Station, knowing what he was going to be asked to do here. He gets that preferred lane 5 because he had the leading time from the qualifying heats yesterday.
Coach Smith-Gilbert said they do a lot of visualization training with their sprinters at Georgia.
From the inside, Stokes, then Miller, then Boling, then Harding on the outside. And Boling has Harding to chase. Harding doing a great job holding him off. And coming off the turn, it is Harding. Harding is going to win this thing. Boling is going to get second. Now look at the time, 20:47 for Javonte Harding. And that everything seems to be going North Carolina A&T's way. But I see a yellow flag at the end of the turn. Matthew Boling did step over the line at last year's SEC 200 meters, so watch his feet on the inside of his lane. You just cannot run on that line. And there it is. 2 steps, 3 steps. So yeah, he's going to be DQ'd, so no points for Georgia. But as a team, they are out of contention anyway. And how did Daniel Stokes finish? 2087. That is going to give him about 4th or 5th place points. So about 15 points for North Carolina A&T. It's pretty much all over for the shouting for the Aggies.
Well, that was a good job by Javonte Harding on the outside to not be affected by anything that happened next to him or behind him. You can see some of that stuff peripherally, but he just powered through, and he looked great on the outside.
So these are unofficial results. Harding winning it with Boling 2nd, Robert Gregory 3rd, and we'll go downstairs to John Anderson, who has Javonte Harding.
Javonte Harding, he wants everybody to know his name. Now you know his name. You're out in that lane. You know Matthew Boling, great time, is behind you. How does that affect where you're running?
I raced him that way before. To me, it don't matter who's on the track and what place or where I'm at. I try to see every lane is that thing. And the fact that I had somebody like him behind me, it gave me the push that I need to make sure I try to stay in front. So that's what happened.
He got the push he needed, and those might be the points to push North Carolina A&T over the top and into the top of the podium for the NCAA championship. Dwight?
All right, John.